let's talk about something. This might be a rant, I don't know. However, though, this is one of my soapboxes. I haven't done one for a while. But anyway, let's talk about two prominent things principle and politics. Okay? The two PMPs. Now, principles define our character. Now, as for someone like me, I'm progressive. I'm fairly liberal on a lot of things. I'm conservative on others. But the parts I'm conservative on, they're so minuscule, you can't even tell that I'm conservative on these tiny little things. But there are people who are completely conservative economically and socially, and you have people who are completely liberal economically and socially. I'm a little bit of both. I'm fiscally conservative and I'm socially liberal. Well, that's who I am. And that says something a lot about my character. That says I'm a good human being. And I'm also smart at the same time. I don't make dumb, rash decisions financially. And when it comes to the social part, I'm a good human being. Period. It doesn't mean that I'm going to agree with every liberal or conservative out there. Of course I'm not. There are liberals and conservatives who are complete buffoons. Harry Reid is a liberal who makes the Democrats look like a joke. John McCain, the maverick, used to make the Republicans smart. But now he's so old, I think he's going through a senile stage. He's starting to make the sane Republicans look like a joke. So, with that being said, why do I bring this up? Well, principle defines your character. It defines who you are. And when it comes to politics, you can throw principle out the window because your principles are not needed to run in politics. Well, this election, we were showed that you could run on your principles and get people to like you. But however, though, a lot of people think American politics should just be a complete corporate party where you should just agree with the corporations during the election season, but off election season, think what you want, but during the election season, just go along with the corporate media and just go along with the corporate DNC and corporate RNC and just be happy with the people we give you to vote for. Well, one thing the corporations have overlooked about my generation, the millennial generation, is that we don't follow that bullshit. We don't. We actually look at all our choices and choose who we want to vote for. We look at the people we're actually voting for. We look at their policies and their stances. While other people just don't do it. People just say, if someone's staunch conservative, they may not like Donald Trump, but this is what people, for the most part, who conservative just are. I'm going to vote for Donald Trump. I may not like him, but he's the only choice we have. And people who are Democrat, for the most part, might vote for Hillary because Bernie's not in the race anymore, or they just don't want to look at Gary Johnson or Jill Stein for the sake of MSNBC reasons. And, I'm going to vote for Hillary because MSNBC's telling me to. So don't you see the problem with both sides is that people don't vote on principle. They never voted on principle. People always voted based on how people tell them to vote. And if our vote is so important, if we have the right to vote, well, guess what? Corporate media should just tell us what's actually the true news, not what they want you to consider the truth. What they want you to consider the truth, what's important to them. But they should really talk about what's important to everyone, regardless of your gender, your sexuality, your race, whatever. They should talk about the true news. There used to be news owned by the corporate media. People who are much older than millennials will remember Walter Cronkite. Most trusted man in news. People my generation might remember the late Peter Jennings. And after Walter Cronkite, he became the most trusted man in news. Why? Well, he didn't bullshit his audience. He told them the truth of what was going on. And a lot of corporate media today pays big money to their news anchors, so they don't have to tell you what's really going on. They just report stuff that's important to the corporations, so you could think that it's important for you. So, perfect example. MSNBC and Fox News and CNN will do stories like this. There's a bill going on in Senate right now that, might tax the rich. This is a problem for the country. We can't really tax the rich. The rich help pay for this country's bills. You'll see something like that going on those 3 networks. And then people like me saying, no, we need to tax the rich. They need to start paying their fair share. And then we're told we're the crazy ones. So every time you see sanity in politics, you're told to think it's insanity. Well, you know what the definition of insanity is? Trying the same thing over and over again to try to get a different result. That's the pure definition of insanity. So, why is principle important when you vote? You want to vote for people that have your same principles, okay? You want to vote for people that have your same principles. You may not agree with Barack Obama, regardless of what your political ideology is, but there have been Republicans who voted for Obama in 2008 and 2012 for the sake of the purpose that they look at Barack Obama saying, you know what, he may not get everything done, but he has these principles that I agree with, maybe not all, but I agree with him for the most part. And John McCain, we're already in a war. Or Mitt Romney, no, we're not a game of Monopoly, we're a country. And there have been Democrats who voted for John McCain and Mitt Romney because they didn't like Obama. Vice versa. The point is that when it comes to politics, people are forced to vote for the lesser of the 2 evils, which is a wrong mentality. We can't continually vote for the lesser of the 2 evils because you're still voting for evil. Try to picture this. Mussolini versus Adolf Hitler, who you're going to vote for in a general election. And you're thinking, why should I vote for any of them? They're both evil. My point exactly. Take them out and put any politician who follows, this corporate thinking that the corporations are people and the people are just your peasants to entertain during the election season while they actually vote for the people who they want to rule you. That's exactly what our elections have become ever since the election of 2000. Congress has always decided who was going to be the president of the United States, and the people were just fooled to think that our vote actually counts. It doesn't, folks. It doesn't. This is the way politics works. It'll never work the way it used to. Those days of politics working, with the people choosing the people that they want to be in office is over. Those days are over. And the new dawn that we were hoping for, young people and old people like with Bernie Sanders, we were told that was unreasonable, and we were told to vote for Hillary Clinton out of fear of Donald Trump. Well, guess what? People on the Republican side were told to vote out of fear for Donald Trump because of a Clinton presidency. Both sides were equally rigged this election. Both sides were equally rigged. It's true. Both sides were equally rigged. It's a rigged game. Gary Johnson says it. Bernie says it. Hillary agrees with it. Donald Trump agrees with it. When you got Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, Bernie Sanders, and Gary Johnson all agreeing that the system is rigged, you got a problem, and you have to fix it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumb it up, thumb it down, and subscribe, share, block me on your channel. I don't care, but I need to get this out.